Let's look at some classic literature. Hey guys, it's Isabella here and welcome to a new video. So today's video is going to be a video of my classics collection, and as you guys can see, I have amassed quite a few. So let's get into this. So the first one on top of the pile that we have is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. I read this basically in one sitting. It was so good. The atmosphere was so well described. It really just set the tone, and the prose was just, the writing was great. It really immersed you in the whole spooky vibes, and I really got a kick out of this. I got the story with just the Sleepy Hollow story in it, so not other stories, and I love the cover. I got this on Amazon. I gave this a 5 out of 5. I really had fun with it. I highly recommend this classic. It is totally worth your time. It's short, it's very spooky, and I had fun with it. This next classic is also a spooky classic, and that is the vampire story that predates Dracula, and that is Carmilla. Now, I have not read this one yet. This is one of the many that I haven't read yet, but I heard that it's really good. It's a queer story, I believe. It's between a female human and a female vampire, and they're both women. Apparently this is really, really good. This gothic novella was written in 1872. It is one of the earlier works of vampire fiction, predating Dracula by 26 years. The story is about a young woman preyed on by a female vampire. So, I'm excited to read this. It's not that big of a read. And yeah, I cannot wait to give this spooky book a try. The next book is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and this was originally a play before it became a book. And I annotated this. I read it last summer, and I wanted to see the differences between the book and the film, so I did some tabbing, and this book had some illustrations, and it was overall very whimsical. The way it's written, again, the way books were written in like the older days were just so much more whimsical and magical, in my opinion, and much more enthralling and interesting to read. Now the prose is so basic. It's like, yeah, anyway, this came with illustrations, and yeah, I enjoyed this. It's pretty close to the movies, so I wouldn't say it's that different. But overall, I think it's a really imaginative story, and I really think it's worth a read for everybody. So the next book that I have is The Phantom of the Opera. Now this one I have not read, but this is by Gaston Leroux. I've seen the movie. I loved the vibes. I loved the gothic, romantic slash spooky atmosphere slash eerie atmosphere. I like the darker elements of the story, and I love like old school England kind of stuff. And yeah, what's more cool than a haunting theater? So yeah, I got this. This is one of those classic editions that are like at Indigo for 3 for $10 like dollars, and yeah, they're really pretty. So yeah, I cannot wait to give this a try because I love everything about this. That sounds promising. The next classic that we have is Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray. Now, I watched the movie with Ben Barnes, and I really wanted to read the original and see what it was about. So I took an English class that had this as the reading material because I really wanted to read it, and I thought, why not do it in an academic setting? So, yeah, I read it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the other classics that I have read, to be honest. I don't know what it was. I loved the themes. I loved the whole the whole creepy atmosphere with the painting and how it was showing him on the inside what he was becoming and how ugly of a person he was becoming. And I think that was beautifully done. But I just didn't love the story, and I'm kind of sad about that. This next one I've been wanting to read for a long time and still haven't gotten to it. I started it at one point but never finished it. And that's Dracula by Bram Stoker. And yeah, this is one of the first editions of these kinds of Arcturus classics. That's the publishing company, Arcturus. Yeah, I still haven't read the whole thing. But anyway, Dracula by Bram Stoker is a classic vampire tale, and we all know what this is about. And I know that it's not like the Francis Ford Coppola Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's not the exact same story, but it's like close enough. But yeah, I know what the original story is about. I know all the details, but I still want to give this a read. This is written in like a letter format, which is really different. And yeah, I love Dracula. I love all things Dracula. I love the TV shows, the movies, everything. I even read other books, which I don't know why I didn't just get to this one first. But yeah, I'm super excited to read this classic, and I cannot wait. Next one is a romance set in like older England. I don't really know history very well of the time periods of England, so please bear with me. This is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and this is another Arcturus edition. Not my favorite cover, but still. This is one of those books that I've heard is really good. It's one of Jane Austen's best, I guess. So I decided to pick it up and be like, one day I'll probably read it, but it's not high on my list. But yeah. I love having this on my shelf. Just say, I'm going to read this someday, because I think if you're not a book girly unless you've read Jane Austen or Bronte, so definitely gonna get to this eventually. I've seen the movie, and I really liked Darcy and Elizabeth together, and I cannot wait to read the actual material and see how different it is. Speaking of Bronte, I have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Apparently this is a gothic romantic kind of book, and I love those. I eat those up. And I know there was a movie, I've seen clips of it with I don't know what the guy's name or the girl's name was. Oof. Anyway, it's an older movie. I think it was with Michael Fassbender. But anyway, this is a thickie. It's a bit thick. But yeah, I've heard so many good things about this book, and I really wanted to give it a go, but so many editions were expensive. So when they finally came out with this edition by Arcturus, I decided to get it, and it's beautiful. I like it. Can't wait to get to this at some point. Yeah. The chapters aren't that bad. Okay. Anyway, super excited to get into this. It's gonna be fun. This next book is a thickie. This is The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo, and I absolutely love this edition. The font of the lettering, the art on this book, it's gorgeous. But he is a thickie. It comes with all of the Hunchback books in one. So it's the full, complete collection of all the story. And I love the Disney movie, and I love the story, so I was like, I'm definitely going to want to read the original one, see the differences, re-experience the Hunchback in its original form. And yeah, I'm super excited to read this. This is one of those classics that's super high on my list to be read, basically, and I am so excited. So this next book is my one and only Penguin Classic Edition, and that's of The Divine Comedy by Dante. And this cover is meh. But anyway. It's a chunker. Comes with notes in the back. So you can look up things that go over your head. But yeah, this was such a great atmosphere. When I was reading it, I was really enveloped in the descriptions of these circles of hell, of purgatory, paradise. This book was really thought-provoking, and the poetry is written so beautifully, and I recommend this to everyone, even if you're not a Christian or a Catholic. I think it just has a lot to say, and I think it was very artistically well done, and I really appreciated that. So this next book is probably my favorite classic that I've read to date so far, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Now, this I read for school also, and I never thought I would like Frankenstein, but I liked it so much I tabbed it. So, yeah, the movies don't do this book justice. You should read the book. It has so much to say that is so important. It is so well written. The writing in the 1800s was just, it doesn't compare. Today, the writing is so bland and unartistic, and back then everything was just so much more interesting and fun to read, the way things were written. And I highly recommend that you read this. It has a lot to say about some nature and nurture stuff. Taking responsibility for your actions, and how people can be misunderstood, and it just has a lot to say, and I think it's worth the read for everyone. Alright, this next book is The Grimm's Fairy Tales. This isn't a complete collection of them all. It is a first volume. But yeah, this has some illustrations. It's really pretty. Got this at Winners for really cheap. And it's a really pretty, I guess, felt cover. I'm not really sure what to call this. But yeah, it comes with its bookmark. And yeah, I've read some of the more popular tales just to see the original stories. And they're really short. They're really, really easy to understand. They are a little bit dark, but they're not as dark as I thought they were. So, yeah, if you've ever been curious about the original Grimm's fairy tales, I recommend them. This is another illustrated classic edition, and this is of Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. Now, I wanted to pick this up mostly for the story that inspired Frozen, but it has some other really popular ones too. It's got some really pretty artwork. Some colored in, some not. But yeah, I've read some, but not all. The Frozen inspiration story was very long, but there's lots of good ones like Thumbelina, Princess and the Pea, The Little Mermaid. There are quite a few good ones in here, and I recommend them. So these last books are ones that I'm unsure if they're really classics or not, but this one says it's a classic. So that's Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. It says the classic tale of romantic suspense. So do I trust them? Sure. This is a Harper edition. I know there was a movie done, and then they did a remake on Netflix. I haven't watched either, but from what I've heard of the story, it's also a gothic romance-ish with dark secrets that this woman's new husband is hiding, and she's haunted by his previous wife, Rebecca, basically. So there's a lot of dark secrets and shattering truths that she's gonna uncover in this, and I love those kinds of stories that keep you on your toes and you're kind of like kept guessing, like, what is going on here? And I like those eerie vibes. So yeah. And this next one is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Now, I don't know if this is a classic, but it might be. So I'm just like, The Haunting of Hill House. My favorite movie adaptation of this book has to be The Haunting from 1999. And that had the mother from The Shining in it. Not The Shining. No, the Conjuring. What am I talking about? Yeah, and I tabbed this to see the differences from the movie to the book. And I gotta say, the movie was kind of accurate. And yeah, the TV show on Netflix is definitely really different. It's really changed a lot. And I actually prefer the book, to be honest. Yeah, the ending wasn't amazing. It kind of leaves it open to interpretation. But the vibes in here were really spooky. It leaves you guessing, is this house really haunted? Or is this all in some of these people's heads? What's going on here? And I really had fun with the spooky vibes. And yeah, I had a great time. Tarzan of the Apes and The Return of Tarzan. So this has the first 2 Tarzan books. It is one of those special editions that are made of, I'm not sure what this material is, but it's bendable. It even has this really cool artwork inside. But this is a thick boy as well. But the thicker the better. I love a challenge. But yeah, this comes to 2 books, and I've always been interested. Ever since I've watched Disney's Tarzan and some other Tarzan films, I'm just like, I want to read the original work. So, yeah, I'm probably only going to read the first story and not the second one, but still, it's a beautiful edition. It's a little bent, broken up, but I got this for cheap, so. Well, thank you guys for sticking around the entire video, if you did, thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked this kind of video, if you want like a collection video of other genres that I have, like my fantasy genre collection or whatever, let me know in the comments. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe so we can get to 600 subs by the end of the year. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye-bye.